Oh, okay. I'm going to tell you what Amy said before I lose it. She said too, it's gamification allows you to get more to a mastery level. As with any of these games, you don't necessarily, reach completion. Even if you die, you can kind of come back with different lives, so you can keep on going. And I know that, badges can sort of identify skills that have been achieved that way. But we'll be looking more at gamification in other courses too. So, Amy, sorry I didn't do an elegant job on that, but I tried.
So one of the other great things about badges is that by going through the badging process, you also learn about assessment, and that's the last bullet.
Oh, okay. And one of the things Amy pointed out, which will be important to all of you, is that going through the badging process and working in badges, as you'll learn here, you'll be really looking at assessment. And that's the last bullet where she's got the word meta. That's kind of relating to, I think, aspects of assessment. So, should I put the next slide up, Amy? Yeah, people who think this is pretty cool. I tell you, kids can be quite motivated by gamification. So anyone who's teaching, but I think there are more applications. So Amy, I'll be quiet and wait to hear from you on this one.
Sure. So, again, this covers the differences of badging and grading, but one of the big things is that it can be done at multiple levels, so you get much more of a granular experience. And it can also be done by peers or community members or experts in the field,
Oh,
not
okay.
just faculty.
All right, and read this chart. Amy was explaining this to me too, so I'm not sure if I'll paraphrase her as well, but she's looking at some of the difference between grading and some of the badging, and you can. Oh, Amy, I think give me some shorter bursts there because I'm afraid I lost some of the content. Yeah.
Sure. So, badges can be given by community members or experts in the field or peers.
Okay, and so in addition to faculty, badges can be given by community members, by experts in the field, by peers, as you are. And so far in our class, we've been looking kind of at the concept. Soon, Amy's going to be giving you some examples of ways you can actually do this. So we'll get more into the mechanics. And I see she's typing something for you as well. Um,
I meant to paste something.
okay, yeah,
What
she's
about gamification?
Okay, she's pasting in more about gamification. And Amy, I think, will you be willing to let us email you later as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, and she's open to emailing as well for more clarification. But you'll see she put into the chat box a
Do
good
you know
URL.
who is giving this TED Talk? She also was one of the keynotes at EDUCAUSE, but she's one of the thought leaders in
Oh, okay.
creativity for higher education.
Yeah, this woman who's giving the TED Talk is a real leader of thought leader of games in education. So she's someone we're going to want to know more from. So, should I go to the next slide, Amy?
Yep.
Okay. Oops, looks like I'm on the same one. Okay. Is that good?
Yes. So badges are given by an issuer, and the issuer could be a college or a university.
And badges are given by an issuer. And you can see here it can be a college and a university. Um, and I,
Or another
or
organization.
another organization. Sorry. Got to put my glasses on.
And they are often um, given to the person who earns them, and then the earner can decide whether they go public
Oh, okay. Yes.
or private.
This is a good point. Amy said they're often given to the person who earned them, but that person can decide whether they want to make them keep them private or make them public. You've seen
And,
some of them, yeah.
and what social media sites they want to share them.
And you'll even be able to choose what social media sites you might want to send them to. You'll see they use the term push them out, and Amy will talk a little bit more about that too. So I'll go to the next slide, Amy.
Yep.
Okay, now she's going to look at some of the different platforms for badging that are available. And I will pull the next slide over. Okay. And I did send this out, so you'll have this. Amy has active links, so when you get her PowerPoint, you can actually drill down into some of these. But go ahead, Amy.
So Purdue University is using digital badges for their courses.
And so Purdue University is using digital badges for some of their courses.
You can go to the next one.
Oops. Okay. Oh, sorry. If I click it 2 times, my avatar moves. Oh, I'm tall. Tall avatar, short in real life.
And RIT is using this idea of gamification to encourage first-year students to get to know their campus by doing badges on courseware.
Oh, interesting. Amy was just saying that if you look, zoom in here, RIT was using badges in a kind of gamification mode to get students to know things on campus. Did I say that right, Amy?
Yep, so they could check in different community restaurants or different buildings, and then they could win
Oh,
badges.
so yeah, they could the students could check into different restaurants and buildings and they could kind of win things and badges for doing that. So for some of you that work well with all sorts of different people, there might be ways to motivate people. There is something about getting a badge that makes people happy. Should I go to the next slide, Amy?
And so someone earlier had mentioned Khan Academy, and they also do badges.
And
Um,
Amy's saying that Khan Academy also does the badges. One of you mentioned that earlier. I'm sorry, Amy. I wanted to get that out before I lost it.
sure, and they do a lot of badging for particular math skills in which the badges build on each other to become more and more difficult.
And Khan Academy does a lot of badging for things like math skills that build on each other and become more difficult. And Sean has a question in the chat. He's asking, are these badges universal or only for certain programs? So do you want to address that, Amy?
Sure, it's mostly for only certain programs, and they're usually used in very specific ways. So to encourage certain behaviors or learning activities.
And so Amy said right now they're mostly used in particular programs in certain ways designed to promote certain types of learning or activities or behaviors. But you'll see these are kind of open ended. So this is a growing area, and you guys are the emerging tech people. So you may start seeing other applications. But as Amy said, so far they've been rewarding rather specific things that probably aren't embedded within a regular credit bearing course. So I'll pull over the next one, Amy. Okay, here's another one.
So this is an example of an after-school K through 12 organization that used badges in their after-school program
Okay, so this is an
to
after
encourage
school,
learning, math
yeah.
skills, and hard skills.
Okay, so this is an after school K 12 organization that used badging to, yeah, and I see someone's typing in Mozilla. Um, and you'll see that one soon too. That this particular school was using these as well. Yeah, and yeah, Amy's typing in about Mozilla. I think you have a slide coming up on it too. I'll go to the next one and just see. No, that's not the Mozilla slide. Let me just see if I can find it.
I can just post that as my slide.
Okay.
Mozilla is like a library of badges, so different organizations can give you badges, and then you put them all together in one space.
Yeah,
And that's what Mozilla does. They don't actually issue badges.
yeah, what Amy was saying is Mozilla, and I don't know if any of you remember, Mozilla was the kind of the original founder of Netscape, and Netscape is part of where a lot of the open source things and a lot of the growth in internet has come from. They've started Mozilla, and Mozilla in this context is pretty much, I think Amy's word was like a library. It will hold your badges. They don't issue badges. Other companies actually issue the badges, and I think Amy has some slides on that. But Mozilla, and I think she does have a slide later in this, is stepping up to the plate to be an aggregator. They're going to hold your badges very much like a Boy Scout pack, where you have badges there so that you can show them to others. So I'll bring the next slide over, Amy. I think I got you a little off, but you want to talk about this one? Okay, and you can yeah, and you can see museums and NASA and other groups are giving badges out for extracurricular activities. And this one, I think Amy said, is a museum. I don't have. Okay, let me bring another one over. Okay, and this one, yeah, Badge Us is a badging system. And, you know, for the voting you're doing in this class, by the end of the class, Amy will be issuing some badges from Badge Us. So you'll get to see this one in use. And let me bring another one over. Okay, Amy, this is another one here. Okay, this is another one that Amy was telling us about. This one is a free one too, and I think if you zoom in, you can see that one. And again, you'll have these slides, so you can actually link to them for looking. Yeah, somebody's saying some of the physicians are industries stepping up to this concept of badging. So it's not just okay. All right, so I Okay, and this badging system that Amy's showing us here is for companies and other organizations, so it's not just education systems. So here's some examples there. Should I put the next one in? Oh, there's also a badging system for veterans. Oh, there's a badging system for veterans also that can help them find employment. Is it on this slide, Amy, or should I bring in another one? Oh, oh, okay. Amy was saying that she doesn't have a slide on the veterans one yet because it's still quite new, but they've done some surveys and found out that employers are very interested in seeing veteran skills. So, Amy, are you saying then that the badges would talk about specific skills that a veteran might have accumulated during his or her service? Which, okay, she said yes. Okay, so someone like a veteran, and I'm assuming that's because not everybody would understand how to translate that skill. So employers are liking to see this sort of differentiated badging. Um, okay, and you see Amy put something in the chat. Oh, yeah, badge for vets. Oh, this is great, Amy. Let me pull over another one here. Is that your next one, Amy? Or did I miss one? Okay, it's a little blurry, but what does? Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Amy's saying that this one is a little blurry, but it's showing how conferences are giving badges for presentations, and I think this is one that she gave. And you know, they kind of credit people for attendance. Let me pull over another one. So you can see we're bringing, oops, I guess that was it. Um, you folks are working through a badging pilot right now. We started it last year, and I think we won't go into all the data right now because we're eager for you guys to get talking um, about some of your applications. Now, do you have some questions you'd like me to relay to Amy and she could respond in the chat?
So,
Yeah, she's seeing your question.
yes, it's going to help those resumes. So if you look at something else just in the window, like to read,
Yes.
where they're accumulating a bunch of different types of transcripts together,
Yeah.
like MOOCs, for example, and then traditional transcripts and badges. So instead of just having courses, you're doing all the lifelong
Oh,
learning.
okay. And sorry it's taking me a bit here. Amy was just telling me that, the badges they're seeing will identify things like maybe a MOOC, one of those massive online courses, or other skills that you've gotten that could be put on your resume. And these would be things uh, that, could help you get credit for some of the learning that doesn't really fall right into a course. So Sandra's saying, so the badges, are you seeing that they're being respected by outsiders? Um, I think Amy's going to step up on that, but I think that's to be determined. Um, and what are you seeing, Amy?
A lot of the research coming out of employers is that they don't care about specialized knowledge as much as they care about soft skills,
Oh,
and badges are a way of representing that.
Amy said that research looking at employers are saying that they really care about the kind of quote soft skills that they're seeing through badges. And I know the computer business. Last night we had Dale here too. Has been using independent courses that you can get badges for as a way of keeping up with all the fast changes. Um, so you're going to see how are they different. Do you see badges from certificates? Amy, do you have an interesting perspective on that?
So badges in a lot of ways are digital certificates,
She's saying that badges are digital certificates in some ways, but
they can also look at um, much more granular level skills
okay,
and competencies.
but
A certificate might be for completion of a much larger
oh, I see.
task.
Okay, and Amy's saying that what a badge can do is allow much more granular competencies. A certificate, some of you, could take 4 graduate courses and get a certificate, but a badge could be a subset. One thing, too, that may or may not have connected for everybody, the badge movement, you've seen IMDb, right? The database movies. You can go in and something that we can all share, be it a website or something that somebody's made that's now web available. These peer review badges, which is what IMDb is, Internet Movie Database. And even when you go on and buy a product and people vote on it, that's a type of badging on a consumer level. So you can see they're kind of emerging. My perspective is the value is going to be in the assessment and in understanding where the badge came from. You know, when I go to watch a movie, I always do go look at IMDb because that tells me what people who would want that kind of movie think. If I really want an external objective source, I go to like a reviewer. Um, my perspective is we're going to see this sort of play out in a lot of different ways. Um, Amy is really our expert, and she's having some of the audio problems. She's suggested maybe sometime we do this also on a collaborate session, a webinar, because I think we're going to continue to talk about this within the Mallet program because we don't have a one definitive answer. So Amy's been pointing out surveys. this is emerging very quickly because we can do it. We can use the web to look at something, and we can make badges that people can choose to show or not. And so I think we'd love that. And Sandra, is that you're saying you'd love to? We'll see if we can entice Amy over to a media where we can be a little more short of hearing her voice and not me just relaying. It seems like she's having a little trouble getting on. And she's got her own blog, and where we can hear more about this, because Amy is the college's expert on open education resources, and she's actually pursuing her doctorate in this right now. So we really will want to get a time when we can interact a little better with her. Um, yeah, maybe someday we'll catch a webinar and send it out if any of you want to come. And I think we're going to articulate this out a little more in some future courses too, because there's not a definitive book or article yet on this, but there's an emerging base of research and survey literature coming out, and I think we'll want to look at it more deeply. Okay, so we'll see when we can get Amy, and I'll send out a flash. It'll be optional, but I think we'll all want to hear it, and then we can record it as well. Any more questions for Amy at this point before you break up into your groups? Okay, I think we've probably got as many questions out as we can right now. Yeah, these slides, I emailed all the slides to you last night. I'll put them in Moodle too, so that we'll have them in two places. Amy was very generous with sharing these. Can the links be posted in the course? I can't seem to save them now. Oh, the links from this, okay, I will try to capture the text. And I see what you're asking, not just the slides. I will try to capture the text here after you guys break into your groups. And Amy, I'd like to thank you. Amy is here in avatar and in voice. She's on my telephone. And I thank her for her patience. If you guys would break into your groups wherever you want to break into it, be sure you have a documenter who takes some notes, because we'd like to capture your thinking. Think relative to your audience, but you can also think more broadly. But I would like each person to generate some ideas for badges as you perceive them. I don't think we have one common definition yet. So capture that in the PowerPoint that you put in the class, and I'll ask Amy if she could review them too. And Amy, you can see people are thinking, this is excellent information, but we're having a little bit of trouble with some people getting booted off the system. So we will continue on later, and I will try to see if I can capture the text before it all goes away. Okay. Your email. Okay. And Amy's been very generous to share her email and blogs, etc. And I will ask all of you. Amy, I'll just hang up the phone, and thank you so much. And I will just try to capture this. And you're getting some thank yous from the group. You don't have to leave. I just want to hang up the phone so I can capture this data. Okay. And Amy, thank you. She came right back from night school and got on the got on the Second Life with us. So I appreciate her effort. Okay. Bye, Amy. And class, I'm going to just try to capture all these URLs. I can't remember exactly how to do it, but I think I can save the chat. And just talk among yourself, and thank you for coming. And I have been making a recording, so we should have some of this saved. And thank you very much, and I look forward to your ideas.